We were originally in Ezekiel 36, and I think 31 was our last verse.
Estábamos en el 31, 36, creo que fue nuestro último verso.
And it's taken us a while just to get off these couple verses.
Nos hemos tomado tiempo repasar estos últimos versos.
So we're in verse 32.
Vamos al verso 32.
And it says, not for your sake do I do this, saith Yahuwah Elohim. Be it known unto you, be ashamed and confounded for your own ways, O house of Yasharel. Thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, in the day that I shall cleanse you from all your iniquities, I will also cause you to dwell in the cities, and the waste shall be built. 32 and 33.
Ezequiel 36, 22 y 33. No lo hago por vosotros, dice Yahuwah el Señor. Sabedlo bien, avergonzaos y cubríos de confusión por vuestras iniquidades, casa de Israel. Así ha dicho Yahuwah el Señor, el día que os limpie de todas vuestras iniquidades, haré también que sean habitadas las ciudades y las ruinas serán reedificadas.
All right. So we get from that is the Father saying that he doesn't care about us and he's just
nos dice el Padre aquí que no les importamos.
So why is he doing this?
¿Por qué está diciendo esto?
Oh, yeah, iniquities.
¿Por nuestras iniquidades?
Well, he's saving us from our iniquities, but why is he saying for his sake?
¿Por qué dice él que por nuestra... How you say for my sake? Por nuestra...
It's right there in the Bible.
For me, well, let's see. It says it's sake there?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
Not for your sake. Mm-hmm.
No lo hago por vosotros. No lo hago por vosotros. It's like saying for us.
What's it say in Spanish?
It's like vosotros, which means us. Not doing it for us. I could check Google Translate.
So not doing it for us.
Doing it for his name's sake.
Yes, but I'm saying, why is he saying it like that?
Porque uno dice así que no por vosotros, no por nosotros.
Is he trying to say, I don't care about you, I just care about
¿Quiere decir él que no les importamos?
Because he has a reputation and he chose a particular people to be.
Una reputación que cogió cierto pueblo.
So, but his sake is still our sake, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even though he's doing it because we are messing up his name, so we took the respect off his name, it's still for our sake.
Es por nosotros, sigue siendo por nosotros.
Because if he didn't do it,
si él no lo hizo, entonces ¿por qué?
Because we could never do it ourselves.
Nosotros solos no podemos hacerlo.
And we've been trying.
Y hemos tratado.
But it ain't been working out.
Pero no se nos da.
Right? I mean, we can do good for a minute.
Podemos estar bien por un momento.
Then what happens?
Pero entonces, ¿qué pasa? We messed up.
The good that we said we were going to do, we don't do, and the evil that we said we wouldn't do.
Lo bueno que decimos que vamos a hacer, no lo hacemos, pero lo malo que no queremos hacer, lo hacemos.
That we do. Paul said, "Oh, wretched man that I am." Right? And then he said, because for his sake, because we are his namesake. When people say sake, it's really their namesake. Meaning that lineage, their heritage.
Por su nombre, por su linaje.
So he said, I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for the name of the heritage.
Yo no lo estoy haciendo por ustedes, lo estoy haciendo por vosotros, por el nombre, por el linaje.
You've destroyed that name so badly.
destruyeron ese nombre tantas veces
that now I have to come in and clean it up.
ahora tengo yo que venir y restaurar las cosas.
Yeah, because he has a reputation to uphold.
Yeah.
Porque tiene una reputación que cuidar.
Well, not only that, let's look at it this way. If you can mess with his people,
Si tú puedes bregar con su pueblo,
then you can mess with him.
entonces tú puedes bregar con él.
How long can I, Esther, how long could I smack your son before eventually I would have to meet the daddy?
¿Cuántas veces tengo que pegarle a tu hijo? ¿Cuántas veces tengo que pegarle a tu hijo para que ya llegue el momento en que tenga que conocer a su padre?
If you had a daughter in the school system and every day she comes home and tells you that the teacher smacked her.
Si tú tienes una hija en el sistema de la escuela y ella todos los días llega a tu casa y te dice que la maestra le ha pegado,
How long before you go to school?
¿cuánto tiempo tomaría para que tú vayas a la escuela?
Not long.
And are you going to come to school with like, hi, can I just wonder, my daughter said she was slapped. Would you just be like
¿Tú vas
so
a venir a la escuela
apologetic?
toda humilde diciendo por qué mi hija dice que le han pegado?
No. Oh, hell no.
Mm-mm. You would come with smoke out your nostrils, right?
Vas a venir botando humo por toda parte.
And who hit my son?
¿Quién le pegó a mi hijo?
And one of the things you're going to say is, not only did you hit my child because you thought you could get, you must not respect me because you didn't think I was going to come.
Tú dirías, no solamente le pegaste a mi hijo, si tú también me faltaste respeto a mí porque tú pensabas que yo no iba a responder.
Right? It always comes to who do you think you're, who do you think you're playing with? You going to disrespect me, my family?
¿Tú vas a faltarme respeto a mí y a mi familia?
I think the Italians do that the best. Italians will tell you, you don't get to do that because you disrespect the family name. Right?
Los mejores representantes de eso son los italianos, porque no permiten que su nombre sea, que jueguen con su nombre.
Yeah, so it's sort of like, this is the same thing going on here. The father's saying, I'm going to do this because not for you, because you're so good. No. It's because my name is on you.
Es porque mi nombre está en ti.
We should be ashamed and confounded, but his still name is on us. You can't keep smacking us around before he starts coming and break off your hands and feet.
Tú no vas a poder seguir maltratándonos hasta que él ya responda y venga y rebate contra ti.
So, can we cleanse ourselves from our iniquities?
¿Podemos limpiarnos nosotros mismos de nuestras iniquidades?
No. We need a redeemer.
No, necesitamos uno que nos redime.
Isaiah, let's see, where are we going to go there? Isaiah 1:16. It says in Isaiah 1:16, wash you and make you clean, and put away the evils of your doing from before mine eyes. Cease to do evil. Learn to do well, seek judgment, relieve the oppressed, judge the fatherless, plead for the widow, and plead for the widow. Let's stop there.
Isaías 1:16 y 17. Lavaos y limpiaos, quita la iniquidad de vuestras obras de delante de mis ojos, dejad de hacer lo malo, aprender a hacer el bien, buscar el juicio, restituir al agraviado, hacer justicia al huérfano, amparar a la viuda.
What do you think about that?
We're supposed to take care of the fatherless, the widows.
No, before that. What's it say there? In the
Oh,
beginning.
wash you.
Wash you
16.
and make you clean. Apparently you can.
Aparentemente
yourself.
puedes limpiar, pueden lavarse y limpiarse.
Learn to do good.
Learn
Aprender
to
a
do
hacer el
good.
bien.
That means that's not a natural behavior. That's something you have to learn.
Eso no es un comportamiento natural, es algo que tienes que aprender.
Put away the evils of our doing.
Quitar, echar a un lado nuestras iniquidades.
So we can be washed, right? In fact,
Podemos ser lavados.
what's the other verse I'm looking for? Ephesians 5:26.
Efesios 5:26.
Ephesians 5:26, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word, that he might present it to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that it should be kadosh and without blemish.
Efesios 5:26, para santificarla habiéndola purificado en el lavamiento del agua por la palabra.
Just to be understanding verse 25, husbands, love your wives, even as the Messiah also loved the church, the ecclesia, and gave himself for it.
25. Maridos, amar a vuestras mujeres, así como Cristo amó a la iglesia y se entregó a sí mismo por ella.
Who's doing the cleansing there?
¿Quién está haciendo la limpieza ahí o la purificación?
Yeshua.
Yeah.
Yeshua.
So even when it tells us to wash and make yourselves clean, and the word is one of the ways that we can make ourselves clean.
Cuando dice que nos podamos limpiar y lavar, la palabra es una de las maneras como podemos limpiarnos y lavarnos.
That the cleansing is still done by the Father, even if he tells us to wash. It means for us to sanctify or set ourselves aside and stop.
La limpieza se hace por el Padre, aunque se nos dice ahí que nos lavemos y nos limpiemos.
And either to do that, the word makes us clean.
Y para eso la palabra nos hace limpios.
Now, just reading the words don't make you clean, right?
El leer la palabra no solo te limpia.
No, it's applying.
Thank you. That's the word. It's application of the word. You have to apply the word.
Sino que hay que aplicar la palabra.
And if you're not being a hearer, but if you become a doer, not a hearer only, you become a new creature. You are cleansed.
Solo hay que escuchar la palabra y hacer la palabra.
But even behind that, it's showing you that Messiah is still behind that, because he's the one that you're his bride. He presents you. He cleanses you. So we're asking.
Él te limpia porque él te presenta como la novia.
We have to ask to be washed, to be cleansed.
Tenemos que pedir el ser lavado.
Cleansed, right? We have to we want to be clean.
Queremos ser limpio.
Right? Like the leper.
Como el leopardo.
The leper couldn't do anything of
Perdón,
himself.
como la lepra.
The Father opened his eyes.
El Padre nos abre los ojos.
What did he tell the leper? Not the leper, I'm sorry, the blind man.
¿Qué le dijo él al hombre ciego?
What did he tell the blind man when he opened his eyes?
¿Qué le dijo él al hombre ciego cuando abrió sus ojos?
5 words.
5 palabras.
Go.
Go and sin no more.
And sin no more. Meaning, I've given you your sight back. I've cleansed you.
No, que no peques más. En otras palabras, yo te he limpiado.
Whose choice is it to stay clean?
¿De quién es la opción para mantenerse limpio? Yours. Nosotros.
What about what we just read in Ezekiel? Whose choice is it to be cleansed?
¿De quién es, de quién tiene la opción para mantenerse limpio?
Whose choice would it be to stay cleansed?
¿Quién tiene la opción de mantenerse limpio para querer mantenerse limpio?
You.
Us.
Ours.
De nosotros.
Except I think this time that nature that you had is going to be taken out of you.
Pero excepto que esa naturaleza que tienes en ti será quitada de ti.
Because he ain't going to go put you in your own land, take all that out of you, and then watch you tear it up. That's not going to happen.
What do you mean?
The Father's not going to put you in your own land. He's not going to cleanse you of your iniquity. And then you get to act in your normal nature and trash what he just built for you.
El Padre no va a limpiarte y ponerte en la nueva tierra y todo para verte que tú vuelvas a ensuciarte y hacer lo que quieras.
I mean, if you understand verse 32 of Ezekiel,
Si entiendes el verso 32 de Ezequiel,
he's doing something that he promised in the New Testament.
él está haciendo algo que él prometió en el Nuevo Testamento.
In fact, 33, not 32. What's he doing in 33 that he said he was going to do in the New Testament?
¿Qué dijo él que iba a hacer que dice en el 33 que él iba a hacer en el Nuevo Testamento?
Dwell in the cities. You know,
Dwell in the city. Well, okay, you're on to it. That's in dwelling, but what in the New Testament is that promise? What promise is that?
¿A dónde? ¿Qué promesas es esa en el Nuevo Testamento?
In the New Testament.
En el Nuevo Testamento.
Before he left, he said something.
Después que él se fue, él dijo algo.
I'm going to prepare.
Huh?
I'm going to prepare.
John, I think, yeah, you broke up a little bit. John 14:3.
Juan 14:3.
Stay there, right? And if let's go to verse 1. John 14 and starting at 1. Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in Yahuwah, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions, and if it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place. I prepare a place for everybody. Wrong. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. And whither I go, ye know, and the way you know. 1 to 4.
Juan 14, 1 a 4. No se turbe vuestro corazón, creéis en Dios, creed también en mí. En la casa de mi Padre muchas moradas hay. Si así no fuera, yo os lo hubiera dicho. Voy pues a preparar lugar para vosotros. Y si me fuere y os prepararé lugar, vendré otra vez y os tomaré a mí mismo, para que donde yo estoy, vosotros también estéis. Yo sabéis y a dónde voy y sabéis el camino.
So there they were promised a place, mansions, and all that stuff, right? And people said, oh, there's one big mansion. No.
No hay una gran mansión allá, no hay una sola mansión grande.
He said, I'm going to put you in your own place, and somewhere
que él te va a poner en tu propio lugar, y que en algún sitio
where it was wasted. What place could have been wasted?
Y dice que había un sitio que desperdiciaron. ¿Qué sitio fue que desperdiciaron?
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he's going to say, let's see. 36, Isaiah, I'm looking for. Yes, Isaiah 58 and 12. And they shall be of thee shall build the old waste places, and thou shalt raise up the foundations of many generations that were dead, and thou shalt be called the repairers of the breach, and the restorers of the paths to dwell in.
Isaías 58:12. Y los tuyos edificarán las ruinas antiguas, los cimientos de generación y generación levantarás, y serás llamado reparador de portillos, restaurador de calzadas para habitar.
Who is this the thou, and what are we going to be doing? And who is the they?
It's Joshua.
That's Yasharel. And what are you going to be able to do?
¿Qué vas a poder tú hacer?
You're going to repair the law. You're going to get the law back in order.
Yes, you're going to restore. He's going to restore the law.
Él
But
va a restaurar la ley.
the places that he said he was going to destroy with drought, Yasharel, Israel, Judah.
El lugar que él dice que él va a destruir con sequía, Judá, what else?
All the lands where he has scattered us, he's going to cleanse back up and put us back there again.
Todas las tierras que él que fuimos esparcidos, él la va a restaurar de nuevo.
And all the land that was taken away from us.
Mm-hmm.
Y
It's
toda
going
la
to be
tierra
rebuilt.
él va a reconstruir de nuevo.
So if the Father rebuilds something, how do you think it's going to be built?
Si el Padre va a reconstruir, ¿cómo tú crees que él va a reconstruir? ¿En qué manera?
Is it going to look like the old way it used to look?
Va a ser de la manera como era anteriormente.
No.
No.
The Father doesn't do old. He says, I'm going to get you new things, a new heaven and new earth, right?
Él dice que va a ser una nueva tierra y unos nuevos cielos.
The heavens are the rulership and powers, right? New
Los
heavens.
cielos son a donde están los gobernadores y el poder.
So the new earth means he's going to do something new that you have not seen before.
La nueva tierra, él va a hacer algo nuevo que nunca se ha visto before.
Are you going to look, it's, in other words, is it going to be poverty? Is it going to be like
Va a haber pobreza,
streets?
cosas feas en la calle.
Or is it going to be the thing of the world that all the other nations, when they are able to see this place, will marvel?
O va a ser las cosas como que cuando las otras naciones vean a estas tierras van a quedar maravillados.
What do you think?
¿Qué creen?
He's going to restore all things. That's including the land, the law. He's restoring everything the way.
Él va a restaurar la tierra y todo, todo.
Yeah, so
Right attitude towards each other.
phrase, when people see what the Most High has done, they're going to marvel at Yasharel and says, because of the law and the ways, they said, surely these are a wise nation. This is a wise nation, right?
Van a decir, esta es una nación sabia. Cuando vean las cosas que Yahweh va a hacer por su pueblo, van a quedar maravillados.
Yeah, no. There it is. Deuteronomy 4 and 6.
Deuteronomio 4:6.
Gonna put some respect back on the Father's name. And we're going to start at 5. Deuteronomy 4:5.
4:5 mejor.
Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahuwah my Elohim commanded me that ye should do so in the land whither you go to possess it. See? To keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this is a great nation, is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great? Who has Yahuwah so nigh unto them as Yahuwah our Elohim is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that has statutes and judgments so righteous as all this laws which I set before you this day? 5 to 8.
Deuteronomio 4, 5 a 8. Mirad, yo os he enseñado estatutos y decretos como Yahuwah mi Dios me ha dado, para que hagáis así en medio de la tierra en la cual entráis para tomar posesión de ella. Guardadlos pues y ponedlos por obra, porque está en vuestra sabiduría y vuestra inteligencia ante los ojos de los pueblos, los cuales oirán todos estos estatutos y dirán, ciertamente pueblo sabio y entendido, nación grande es esta. Porque qué nación grande hay que tenga dioses tan cercanos a ellos como lo está a Yahuwah nuestro Dios en todo cuanto le pedimos, y qué nación grande hay que tenga estatutos y juicios justos como es toda esta ley que yo pongo hoy delante de vosotros.
So see here, the reputation of what the Father is going to do for us is going to go far and wide, but this was already said in Deuteronomy. Edis, Iris.
Yes.
You want to translate that?
Y a la reputación de lo que el Padre va a hacer por nosotros va a ser más que esto es grande.
Okay. So, but let me ask you a question though. What does verse 9 mean?
¿Qué me pueden dar un sumario de lo que se nos dice en el verso 9?
Does it have anything to do with Ezekiel that we've been reading in this chapter? Chapter 30?
¿Tiene algo que ver eso con Ezequiel, de lo que hemos estado leyendo?
Especially in the last 4 verses that we've just read. 4 verses of
Especialmente los
Ezekiel.
últimos 4 versos que acabamos de ver.
Pop quiz.
Una pequeña prueba.
You're saying in verse 9?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's telling you to diligently not to forget his words, his law, statutes, and commandments, and not to depart from them.
Not just the words.
The law, statutes, and commandments, I said.
Not just the words. I understand the law, statutes, and commandments, but it's the theme of Ezekiel 36.
Oh. Because, he said don't depart from them all the life.
You're stuck there. Go open up your eyes a little more to what you're reading.
Okay. So it goes with 36. Let me go back.
In fact, we read it not too long ago, verbatim.
To wash ourselves.
You're there, but you're not there.
Speaking like friends.
All right, so the hint here was, why does the fathers and the sons sin?
Why does the father?
And the son still sin?
¿Por qué el padre y el hijo siguen pecando?
Because they departed.
Porque se
Well,
alejaron.
yeah, well, that's obvious. But why did they depart? Remember we had that revelation?
¿Por qué se alejaron?
They started worshiping other gods.
Well, yeah, but why did they start? Well, you're getting closer. Why did they start worshiping other gods?
¿Por qué comenzaron a adorar a otros dioses?
So
They went after. ¿Ah?
So they started envying the other nations.
Porque
Mm,
comenzaron a imitar las otras naciones. You say envy, or do you say imitate the other nations?
Envy, but yeah, same thing.
no, they did envy other nations, but no. But my question is, why did they do all these things that you're saying? Everything you're saying is right, but the why is wrong.
¿Por qué hicieron todas estas cosas? Todas las cosas ustedes dicen que la hicieron, pero ¿por qué?
What did he say the father and the sons did?
¿Qué dice ahí que hicieron
It's
el
right in
padre?
that verse you're just looking at.
Which verse?
Let's see if we teach them. Yes.
Which verse?
Let's see.
Let's see if I find an Ezekiel here.
So you said that verse.
And the verse I just read to you, you just read in Spanish. What verse was that? Of what?
Yes.
Deuteronomy. Yeah. I'm on Ezekiel, but they're still in 8.
What those names?
What did the father and the son forget?
¿Qué se le olvidó al padre y al hijo?
The mighty works of Yah.
Las grandes obras de Yahweh.
Do you remember we talked about
He
that?
did for them. Yeah, what he did for them.
Yes.
¿Te acuerdas que hablamos de eso?
And because we forgot, we got into all these things because we forgot how great our Father is and how mighty He is.
Nos olvidamos de qué tan grande y qué tan poderoso era nuestro Padre.
Do you see it now?
Yeah.
He's clearly saying there
Él claramente nos dice ahí,
in Deuteronomy.
en Deuteronomio,
I gotta jump back there. Where is it? Does it do it like that? Oh, Psalms. You're in Psalms. Why were you in all these? Deuteronomy. Where is this page? Was it Deuteronomy 8? Or was I 7 or 8 chapter?
it was chapter 8.
Deuteronomy 4 and was it Deuteronomy 4 and 6? Deuteronomy 4.
4, yeah, you
Correct.
said 4 and to 6. Yeah, Deuteronomy 4, verse 4,
I'll
5,
say
and 6.
Deuteronomy 9. Look what it says here.
9.
I'm sorry, Deuteronomy 4 and 9.
4,
Only means singularly. Take heed to thyself to keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which your eyes have seen, unless they depart from thy heart all the days of your life, but teach them to your sons and your sons' sons. 10, especially, first it's only, now especially, the day that thou stoodest before Yahuwah thy El in Horeb, when the mountain, And Yahuwah said unto me, gather me up the people together, and I will make them hear my words, that they may learn to reverence me all the days that they shall live upon the earth, and that they might teach them to their children. What is he telling them to do? Remember the things of what you saw.
Deuteronomio 4,
Acuérdate de las cosas que ustedes vieron.
Deuteronomio 4, 9 y 10. Por tanto, guardate y guarda tu alma con diligencia para que no te olvides de las cosas que tus ojos han visto, ni se aparten de tu corazón todos los días de tu vida, antes bien. Las enseñarás a tus hijos y a los hijos de tus hijos el día que estuviste delante de Yahuwah tu Dios en Horeb, cuando a Yahuwah me dijo, reúneme el pueblo para que yo les haga oír más palabras, las cuales aprenderán para temerme todos los días que vivieren sobre la tierra, y las enseñarán a sus hijos.
Yeah, and took them out of slavery from Egypt. Parting of
It's not necessary. Well, slavery is where we wound up because we forgot.
Se nos olvidó y por eso terminamos esclavitud.
Slavery
but when
is
he
the
When he took
consequence.
them out, they were supposed to remember when he took
Exactly.
them out.
Well, yeah, but they would have never gotten into slavery if what?
Nunca hubiéramos
Oh,
entrado en cautiverio si no nos hubiéramos mal comportado.
They didn't depart from his ways.
Mhm. Well,
Nos apartamos de sus maneras y terminamos en cautiverio.
it's not just the words. If they had remembered how mighty he was, when?
Si nos hubiéramos acordado de qué tan gran poderoso era él,
When he fought their battles,
cuando él peleó nuestras batallas,
when he departed the Sea of Reeds,
cuando él partió, cuando él partió no, cuando
when he
cuando él separó las aguas,
when he walked before them,
cuando él caminó delante de ellos,
when he met them on the mountain,
cuando él se encontró con ellos en la montaña,
when the mountain was on fire and the trees split in two and the animals gave birth, you forgot all those things.
te olvidaste de todas esas cosas.
Had we remembered those things, could we sin?
Si no hubiéramos acordado de todas esas cosas, hubiéramos pecado.
How many feared that? How many had a serious father or mother that you wouldn't dare disrespect them?
¿Quiénes de ustedes tenían unos padres los cuales que ustedes no se hubieran atrevido a faltarle respeto? Myself.
Right? There are
Talking
certain
about my
people.
dad.
Huh?
So you're talking about my dad. Yeah.
There you go. And that's what I'm talking about. Yes. You see how you pinpointed to something you can totally relate to? You wouldn't
¿Se
look
dan
them in the
cuenta cómo
face.
pueden relacionarse con algo que se acuerdan ustedes?
Could you look your father in the face and lie to him?
¿Podría tú mirar a tu padre a la cara y mentirle?
I
No,
could.
yeah.
I didn't get away with it.
No,
Exactly.
porque
And-
él no te lo iba a permitir.
What can you expect when that lie comes out of your mouth? You know what's going to happen, right?
Cuando
He's
esa
gonna-
mentira salía de tu boca, tú sabías de lo que venía. Tell me about it.
Was the
He's
list.
going to get in trouble anyway, but they like to tell you that, if you wouldn't have lied,
Yes. It wouldn't have been so bad.
Y te decían, si no hubieras mentido, no te hubiera ido tan mal.
But because you lied, you're going to get this work.
Pero porque mentiste, esto es lo que recibes.
And the only thing you would pray for is if the switch would break or the extension cord would just fall apart. Whatever it was, you knew there was a consequence.
Tú sabías que iba a haber una consecuencia por tu comportamiento.
Well, we've gotten bold because daddies don't spank us no more.
Nos atrevemos demasiado hoy en día porque ya los padres no le pegan a los hijos.
Some of us forgot that we have a father.
Nosotros nos hemos olvidado de que hemos tenido un padre.
He's a picture of a white man who
Una foto de un hombre blanco
got his arms out and his heart is outside of his chest.
y su corazón está fuera de su pecho.
That's what we have now. A
Eso es lo que
picture.
tenemos hoy en día.
You cannot relate to that picture. You don't believe it.
Tú no crees en esa foto porque no podemos relacionarnos con ella.
Thus,
These are white dude
Mhm.
reaching out for baby Jesus. Yeah.
So therefore, you do not believe your father anymore.
Entonces ya no crees en el Padre más.
Not that you don't think he exists.
No que
He's-
tú no sabes que él existe.
He's more a character,
Él es más, lo vemos más como que es un carácter.
this loving force that no matter what you
Una
do,
fuerza amorosa que no importa qué, siempre nos va a querer.
it doesn't seem to matter
Y parece como que no importa,
because he's just going to love you anyway.
porque él te va a querer de toda manera.
And not just you, the whole world.
Eso no es solamente tú, sino eso es el mundo entero que piensa así.
And everything in the world.
Y todo lo que está en el
I
mundo.
mean, it's just the energy of love.
Esa es la energía de amor.
There's no consequence.
Como no hay consecuencias.
And this love power is confusing because it just seems to not care.
Y en este poder de amor es algo de confusión porque nos da la apariencia de como que no importa.
You can have a loving husband,
Puedes tener un esposo amoroso,
but does it mean that he is so loving that he can never correct you or never
quiere decir eso que porque él es tan amoroso no puede corregirte, no puede decirte nada,
discipline you or the
no
family?
puede disciplinarte.
No, that doesn't mean that at all.
It don't mean that at all, right?
Eso no quiere decir eso para nada.
One of the
Parents do the same thing. They love you and they still correct you.
they still like parents, right?
Son como padres que te pueden amar, pero tienen que corregirte.
Is there a woman that would marry someone that would respect a man that doesn't check them?
¿Alguien se casaría con alguien, con un hombre que no que no la corrigieran?
Could you
Yeah.
respect a man that doesn't correct you?
They would respect, they would.
They
Que no
run
respete a un
over.
hombre que no la corrige.
Run all over him. And you go
Right.
find a man that will check you.
Y van y buscan otro hombre que sí la corrijan.
But that's even if she's interested, because
Doesn't matter.
Eso es si ella está
Can't
interesada.
respect you.
a lot of women don't like guys that can run through. You know?
In this
Oh,
society,
women.
not many.
Even the woman that says she wants a guy that she can run over doesn't want the guy she can run over.
Aún aquellas mujeres que dicen que quieren un hombre que le quieren hacer lo que quieran con él, en verdad no es así que piensan.
That's when,
Mommy,
that's when a woman
that's
says,
what-
ooh, I found my match. What does that mean? She found a man that can equal her, meaning that will check her.
¿Qué quiere decir cuando la mujer dice, yo encontré la suela de mi zapato?
She's not founding a simp. She just wants some guy that just, whatever you say, honey, whatever you like, honey.
Lo que tú quieras, mi vida, lo que tú quieras, corazón.
Sounds nice. It's just not real.
Suena bien, pero en verdad no es real.
This is what we've got now. We have a God, and he's a God. He's not even a name. He's a God.
Tenemos un Dios
And he's just so sweet.
y Él es tan dulce.
Did David find that God?
¿Encontró David a ese Dios?
David.
David encontró a ese Dios amoroso y dulce.
Oh, no.
No dice esto.
No, we knew to fear him.
I watched it again just to hear what she said about that.
What?
That the interview video that Esther sent us with Candace Owens and Andrew Tate.
Mm-hmm.
She says that even if a woman like beats the man into submission, she still don't want to like be like the one wearing the pants. Like she still wants him to be a man.
Right.
Right.
So
Hay un video que dice la mujer que aunque tenga un hombre que haga lo que ella quiera, ella no quiere ser la que use los pantalones.
Look what it says here. It's Psalms 51, verse 1.
En el Salmo 51, verso 1 dice esto.
It says, have mercy upon me, O Yahuwah, according to thy loving kindness, according to the multitude of thy tender mercies, blot out my transgressions.
Salmo 51:1.
Psalms 51.
You sound very low.
Who, me?
Benny.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ten piedad de mí, oh Yahuwah, conforme a tu misericordia, conforme a la multitud de sus piedades, borra mis rebeliones.
my mic is up, Bill. What about, is it better if I get a little closer?
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, he's loving kindness, but he's also
Is he
Él
loving?
es amoroso,
I mean,
pero también es,
like when I mean that, he is merciful. So,
él es misericordioso,
but he's not someone you play with.
pero él no es alguien con quien tú juegas.
He will send you wrath.
Uh-huh.
Él manda su ira.
I was gonna say too that it says effeminate will not go into the kingdom of heaven, right? And right,
Yeah.
that's only really talking to men because women are supposed to be feminine, right?
Los afeminados no entran, no heredarán el reino de los cielos.
All right. But we're understanding, he's saying, have mercy upon me, O Yahuwah, according to thy loving kindness.
Tu misericordia de mí, oh Yahweh, de acuerdo a tu misericordia.
What is the loving kindness for someone who commits murder?
¿Qué es el amor y el amor generoso para una persona que cometió homicidio?
Would be death.
Oh, wait a minute. There is none.
What do you say, Esther?
I said death.
O muerte sería la paga.
Wait, then what is David talking about?
Entonces, ¿de qué está hablando aquí David?
Oh, listen.
Hmm?
Now, what? Because you were so low. What chapter?
Psalms 51, verse
51. Yeah, you were very low.
Psalms 51, verse 1. I mean, you hit it right on the head. I mean, death is the punishment for murder.
La muerte es el pago por un homicidio.
Yeah, David was supposed to go.
He was supposed to go. What did David do so bad that he was supposed to go?
He was begging for mercy.
¿Qué hizo David tan malo para que pudiera ser matado? Muriera.
Adultery. Oh, dang.
Cometió
But
adulterio.
also, not just adultery, he also murdered that man.
Well, yes. Well, you
No
hit it. That's
solamente
what
adulterio,
happened.
sino que cometió homicidio contra de ese hombre.
He murdered and committed adultery and covered it up and lied and plotted.
Mintió, lo planeó, lo premeditó.
He
Cometió
stole.
adulterio, mató.
He lusted.
Tuvo lujuria con esta
He carried
mujer.
out that lust.
Y él actuó sobre esa lujuria.
And he tried to cover it up.
Y trató entonces de cubrir su pecado.
What is the loving kindness supposed to happen to him? Loving kindly.
Entonces, ¿qué pasa con su con la generosidad de amor que tiene el padre?
Death.
Yes.
Muerte.
But he's saying, blot it out.
Pero él dice que borre.
Is the Father going to blot out that?
¿El padre va a borrar eso?
No.
Then who's he talking to?
¿Y a quién le está él hablando?
What part of the Father is he talking to?
¿A qué parte del padre él le habla?
Mercy.
Al
Mercy.
misericordioso.
What mercy is at the right hand of the Father?
¿Qué misericordia es esa que está a la mano derecha del padre?
Who blots out sin?
¿Quién borra nuestros pecados? Yeshua.
Yeshua. Yahusha.
Yeshua.
Yahusha. He blots out sin.
Él borra nuestros pecados.
What is David doing here?
¿Qué está haciendo aquí David?
Exactly.
He's talking to the Father, but he's saying,
Él está hablando con el padre, pero está diciendo,
I need to talk to the Son.
yo necesito hablar con el hijo.
You can advocate for me.
Yeah.
Que él es el que
There
va.
is no washing away of this. There's blood for blood.
Es sangre por sangre.
But he's doing the things that the Messiah says. Wash me thoroughly from my iniquities, cleanse me from my sin. I
Límpiame de
acknowledge
mi
my
pecado,
transgression.
quita de mí mi iniquidad.
It almost sounds like the sinner's prayer, huh?
Casi suena como una oración de un pecador.
Couldn't kill no goats, that's for sure.
It wasn't enough goats. He said, bulls and goats I got. If it was bulls and goats that could forgive this thing, I got bulls and I got goats.
Si fueran por los animales que yo tengo y que pudieran quitar este pecado de mí, yo tengo todo eso.
Look at about verse 16. For thou desirest not sacrifices, else would I give it. He got bulls and goats.
Él tiene animales para ese sacrificio.
Does it mean the Father doesn't want bulls and goats?
¿Quiere decir eso que el Padre no quiere el sacrificio de animales?
No, he wants you to be obedient first and then.
Él quiere que tú seas obediente primero.
Then go have a barbecue.
Y que entonces ir a tener una barbacoa
You
después
don't
de
get
eso.
to barbecue until you get that heart broken and a contrite
Tú no
spirit.
vas a tener una barbacoa antes que no tuviera ese corazón contrito y quebrantado.
Deliver me from blood guilt. Who's the deliverer of blood guilt? Who's the redeemer?
¿Quién es el que nos redime de la sangre?
Yeah. Yahusha is the kinsman redeemer, not the Father. No, he says, I make laws, and here's the law.
El Padre dice, yo hago las leyes y aquí está la ley.
So the Father
El Padre
is very for real with his stuff.
Tiene, él es muy cuidadoso con sus cosas.
David knows this.
Y David sabe eso.
So he's appealing to some things that the Father shouldn't give.
Él está apelando a algunas cosas que el Padre no debería de dar.
Yet he lives.
Sin embargo, él vive.
How so?
¿Cómo así?
Grace.
Gracias.
Messiah. Intervention of Messiah. Else David
La intervención del Mesías.
Does he get away with it scot-free?
¿Ah?
Does he get away with what he did scot-free? In other words, is there no penalty for all of this?
Entonces se sale con la suya y no pagan por su culpa?
No.
No.
What happens?
No, entonces ¿qué pasó?
One of his sons tried to kill himself.
Yeah,
Uno de sus hijos trata de matarse.
the Father puts it on his kids. You said the sword.
El padre lo pone el padre lo pone en sus hijos, sus pecados.
Yeah, the Father said the sword's not going to leave your house.
Y él dice que la espada no va a dejar no va a dejar su casa.
So we understand that we have a for real father.
O sea, entendemos que tenemos un padre verdadero
And his judgments are sure.
y que sus juicios son verdaderos.
So sure
Tan
that
verdaderos
he sent the word.
que él mandó su palabra.
The word has the ability to cleanse you from your sin.
Y la palabra tiene la habilidad de limpiarte de tus pecados.
That word can forgive you.
Esa palabra puede limpiarte.
So this is what this was telling us, that we literally have to not forget the things of the Father and who he is.
No podemos olvidarnos de quién es el Padre.
That's why I told us, remember I said when we realize what the Father is going to do for us, we're going to be ashamed. We're just going to
Acuérdense que le dijimos que cuando nos demos cuenta de las cosas que el Padre ha hecho por nosotros, no vamos a sentir avergonzados.
We're just going to realize that we're a mess.
No vamos a dar cuenta de que estamos hechos un desastre.
Right? That's because when we realize and we remember who our Father is, you can't look at yourself the same.
Porque cuando nos acordamos de quién es el Padre, no nos podemos mirar de la misma manera.
And if you can, you're wicked.
Y si puedes, entonces somos malos.
Right? You ever look at somebody who's done something for you and you look at them and just say, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. I don't deserve, right? What do you say? I don't deserve such.
Cuando tú ves que alguien hace algo por ti, tú te sientes como diciendo, oh, no tengo palabra, te sientes toda agradecida.
This is who we serve.
Este es a quien le servimos.
And we serve him because he is mighty, but he is a rewarder.
Le servimos porque él es poderoso.
And since he is a rewarder,
y si él es una persona que nos da beneficios,
he's going to put you back into your land the way it's supposed to be.
Él te va a poner en su tierra como debe de ser.
All right, we got to speed up a little bit. All right, 34, Ezekiel 36:34. And the desolate land shall be tilled, whereas it lay desolate in the sight of all that pass by. And they shall say, this land that was desolate is become like the Garden of Eden. And the waste and the desolate ruined cities are become fenced and are inhabited.
Ezequiel 36:34. Y la tierra asolada será labrada en lugar de haber permanecido asolada a ojos de todos los que pasaron.
Okay, did we not just read that, right? That, yeah, 34 and 35.
35. Y dirán, esta tierra que era asolada ha venido a ser como el huerto de Edén. Y estas ciudades que eran desiertas y asoladas y arruinadas están fortificadas y habitadas.
Right? Well, the nations, remember I said the nation is going to say, what great people is this? That's Deuteronomy 4, right? We just read that, right?
Acabamos de leer que las naciones van a quedar maravillados de la gran nación que va a ser esta.
Yes.
It's the same thing here. It's saying these people are going to marvel.
Esta gente se va a quedar maravillado.
By the way, are they marveling from the inside or from the outside?
Se van a estar maravillados de afuera o por dentro.
I say both.
Yo digo que de las dos maneras.
Explain, Lucy.
Explíquese.
Well, they're going to have a new spirit.
Van a tener un nuevo
They're going
espíritu.
to have one mind as the Father.
No.
No.
Why? The land was become like the Garden of Eden.
Yeah. Where are they seeing that from?
Huh?
Where are they seeing that from?
from the Father.
Mm-hmm. Read verse 36 for me.
It's
Can
going to
you
be rebuilt.
read verse 36?
Then the heathen that are
Oh.
left round about you
Uh-huh.
shall know
Uh-huh.
I, Yahweh, build the ruins
Ooh.
places.
Mm.
And plant that there was desolate. Yeah. I have spoken and I will do it.
Now, I restate my question. Who's saying this?
¿Quién está diciendo esto?
The heathen.
Oh,
Los malos.
that are left
Israel's
around.
not saying that. They're not only they're a part of the building, they're a part of the plowing, they're a part of all that. Israel's not saying that.
Israel no está diciendo eso.
Once we bring back the Torah, once the Father puts that back in us and we're doing all these things, this is what the nations, the Goyim, are saying.
Esto es lo que las naciones van a decir de nosotros cuando el Padre nos dé de nuevo el Torah.
And this is it says, what about the heathens that are left? What does that mean?
¿Y qué pasa entonces con los malos que queden?
The ones that are left to serve us.
What does that, well, where are the others?
They're done.
Oh, there you see, this is when Noel needs tags. See, Viv got me. Viv got to be, God, you stole it. Give it back to me. This is when Noel needs to be here. They're done.
They're fried.
That's his favorite phrase. They're done.
Yeah.
It's not, everybody ain't gonna make it. I'm sorry.
Yo lo siento, no todo el mundo va a llegar.
It says, then the heathens that are left around about. That implies,
que queden.
What would that imply by the very nature of the writing of that?
¿Qué implica eso? Las naciones que queden en vuestros alrededores.
Either the heathen is far, far away from you, or they're dead.
O que los malos, las naciones malas que queden están cerca de ti, están muertos o están bien, bien lejos de ti.
Which do you think it is?
¿Cuáles tú crees que son?
Near us, not far.
Huh?
The ones that are going to be serving us, they're going to be the ones that are near us.
Right, but where is there going to be ones that are far?
¿Van a haber algunas que estén lejos?
No.
Let's say possibly. Let's say
vamos a decir
possibly.
posiblemente.
But they are what we would call hell, which means have no part with the Most High. They're
no van a tener
nowhere
ninguna
near.
parte con el Todopoderoso.
They can't. They have no God.
No van a tener Dios.
But the ones round about us, they're marveling. They're like, wow.
Pero las que están alrededor de nosotros, ellas van a quedar maravilladas.
And they're looking and saying, man, this is not only a great people, but look what he's done for them. What does that imply about their cities?
Y dirán, mira lo que él ha hecho por ellos. ¿Qué implica, qué nos dice eso de esas naciones?
If they're marveling at Israel's cities,
it's not going to be the same, that's for sure.
Huh?
It's not going to be the same.
It's not going to be the same. So if it's the same,
it's not going to look marvelous.
Is it greater or less?
Oh, less.
Oh, there you go. Mm-hmm. It's less.
Es menos para ellos.
And yet Israel is looking like the great city.
Israel se va a ver como la gran ciudad.
And all the other people are going, wow.
Y todos los demás van a decir, wow.
Just like when Solomon built the temple, they admired from afar. They were like, wow.
De igual manera, cuando Salomón edificó el templo, que de lejos lo admiraban y decían,
wow. They never saw anything like it before. Like,
que nunca habían visto algo igual.
Who else built a city like that and said, is this not the great Babylon that I have built?
¿Quién más crió una nación así? Dijo, ¿no fue esta la gran Babilonia que yo hice? Oh, Nabucodonosor, that guy, the king, el rey Nabucodonosor.
Yeah, Nebuchadnezzar. Is this not the great city that, what happened to them after that?
¿Qué pasó después de eso que él dijo así?
He became like a wild animal, right?
Él se convirtió en un
Yeah,
animal.
he brought his empire down. Yeah, he sure did. Because he thought he was doing it.
He said, enough of you taking credit for the things that the Father was doing.
No puedes tomar crédito por las cosas que el Padre hacía o hace.
So when people tell you how big and great they are, they still don't understand who is in control.
Cuando la gente te dice qué tan grande y tan poderosos son, no entienden y no saben quién es el que está en control.
37. Thus saith Jehovah Elohim, I will yet for this be inquired of by the house of Yasharel, to do for it for them, I will increase them with men like a flock.
36 y 37. Y las naciones que queden en vuestros alrededores sabrán que yo reedifiqué lo que estaba derribado y planté lo que estaba desolado, y Yahuwah ha hablado y lo haré. Así ha dicho Yahuwah el Señor, aún seré solicitado por la casa de Israel para hacerles esto. Multiplicaré los hombres como se multiplicarán los rebaños.
And thus saith Jehovah Elohim, I will yet for this inquired of them the house of yet. Okay, we read that 37, right? To do for them that I will increase them within like flock, right? 38. As the Kadosh flock, not just a regular flock, as the flock of Jerusalem in her solemn feast, so shall the waste cities be filled with the flock of men, and they shall know that I am Yahuwah.
Como las ovejas consagradas, como las ovejas de Jerusalén en sus fiestas solemnes, así las ciudades desiertas serán llenas de rebaños de hombres y sabrán que yo soy Yahuwah.
Who's the they that's going to know that he is Yahuwah?
¿Quiénes son aquellos que sabrán que él es Yahweh?
The other nations.
This is the other nations, and this is also Yasharel, because you're going to look around and say, look,
las otras naciones y también Jerusalén.
What don't we have now? Brothers to dwell together. We're scattered.
¿Qué tenemos hoy en día si estamos esparcidos?
When the Father fills the land with men, what also comes with men?
Cuando el Padre llena la tierra con hombre, entonces qué más viene con el hombre?
Trifling behind women. No. Women, children.
Mujeres, hijos.
Kadosh people, see, it's not going to be just a flock. It's
no solamente va a ser rebaño, sino que va a ser
It's going to be a Kadosh flock, a set apart flock.
Va a ser van a ser ovejas consagradas.
And no woman's going to have a problem with a set apart man. If a woman got a problem with a set apart man, it's because she is a trifling woman.
Si una mujer tiene problema con un hombre consagrado, apartado, entonces ella es una mujer que le gusta estar por ahí.
Which will not exist in Israel.
Que no va a existir en Israel.
Father ain't making them no more.
El Padre ya no lo va a permitir más.
He is going to restore the women of Yasharel. He is going to take
va a
the
restaurar
away.
Las mujeres de Israel.
The baldness away.
Va a quitar la
Will actually smell like the sweet smelling daughters of Zion.
Va a haber una esencia como mujeres dulces de Sion.
So this is a promise that if you understand this chapter, the Father is doing great things.
Entendiendo este capítulo, el Padre está haciendo grandes cosas.
And He's promised to do great things.
Y él promete hacer grandes cosas.
So what do we got to do?
Entonces, ¿qué tenemos nosotros que hacer?
Endure to the end.
Pero tenemos que perseverar hasta el final.
Remember, he that endures to the end shall be saved.
Aquel que persevera hasta el final será salvo.
But enduring doesn't mean you're going to be living a perfect life.
Preservar no quiere decir que tú vas a vivir una vida perfecta.
If you were going to live a perfect life, would he have to wash you and clean you up?
Si vas a vivir una vida perfecta, ¿tendría él que lavarte o limpiarte?
No, there would be no reason.
No
Would be
hubiera
no-
razón para
You
hacerlo.
would not need a Messiah.
No hubiera necesitado un Mesías.
If we could do it all, if all we need is the law, then everything
Si
we see in
pudiéramos hacerlo
Ezekiel here is
todo.
real.
Si necesitáramos solamente la ley,
The Father says that he's going to have to wash us. He's going to have to take a nature out of us. He's going to have to do
el
it.
Padre dice que él va a tener que quitar esa naturaleza de nosotros, que él va a tener que lavarnos.
And it starts with the blood sacrifice of Messiah.
Y comienza con el sacrificio de la sangre del Mesías.
We got to be cleansed in that blood in the word.
Tenemos que estar limpiado, sumergido en esa sangre.
That's the symbol of the blood and the water that was pouring out of him.
Ese es el símbolo del agua y sangre que salió de su cuerpo.
All right. Any questions?
¿Alguna pregunta?
Nope. All right, let's pray.
Vamos a orar.
Father Yah, we thank you for this day.
Padre, te damos gracias por este
And we
día.
thank you for your words.
Y te damos gracias por tu palabra.
We thank you for your faithfulness.
Te damos gracias por tu fieldad.
And we thank you for your wonders.
Y te damos gracias por tus maravillas.
May we never forget what you have done for us.
Que no nos olvidemos jamás de las cosas que tú has hecho por
And
nosotros.
the promises that are yet to come
Y las promesas que están por cumplirse,
that were written of old time.
que fueron escritas en los tiempos antiguos.
That doesn't even include the things that are in store for us that are written in the book of Revelation.
Que no están incluyendo las cosas que están guardadas para nosotros, como dice en el libro de Apocalipsis.
What John said was illegal for him to even speak of it.
Que en el cual Juan dice que era ilegal o no le era permitido él hablar de esas cosas.
Because he couldn't do it justice.
Porque no podía hacer justicia.
You are a wonderful, mighty
Tú eres maravilloso, tú eres poderoso.
and we
y
marvel
grande.
before thy feet, Father.
¿Ah?
We marvel before thy feet.
Y nosotros nos quedamos maravillados ante tus pies.
We beg your forgiveness.
Te pedimos que nos perdones.
We ask you to wash our sins away from us.
Quítanos de nuestros pecados.
Cleanse us of our own evil thoughts.
Límpianos de nuestros propios pensamientos diabólicos.
And put us in remembrance of your great wonders.
Y acuérdanos de tus grandes maravillas.
Help us to always have your praise on our lips.
Ayúdanos a siempre tener una alabanza en nuestros labios para ti.
And to know for a surety that you have not forsaken us.
Y de saber en verdad que tú no nos has abandonado.
Help us to endure the struggle.
Ayúdanos a perseverar.
Help us to come out on the other side.
Y ayúdanos a poder pasar hacia el otro lado.
We await the coming of our Messiah.
Y esperando la llegada de nuestro Mesías.
Help us to be the faithful ones that he finds when he comes.
Ayúdanos a ser los fieles que él encuentre cuando llegue.
Mark us that we be not destroyed.
Márcanos para que no seamos destruidos.
We ask these things in Yahushua's name.
Esto lo pedimos en el nombre santo de Yeshua.
Hallelujah.
Aleluya.
Hallelujah. Shalom, everyone.
Hallelujah. Shalom, everyone.
Shalom,
Shalom.
shalom. Aleluya.
That's well.
All right.